do believe we are live. So I'll say, indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again on another conscious evolution. Today's stream topic has been specifically about hope, about how hope can be something quite powerful, how hope can be something quite fickle, how hope can be something that we have more of in certain environments and less of in others, and how hope can be something that we lose, especially when we feel our environment isn't giving us enough cues as to why we should feel hopeful. Holding all of these things in mind, I thought that it should be said, should be considered, should be thought about, that hope can be something that we create, right? And in that way, if we have created it, it should stand on its own, almost like you building a little chair or whatever. We should figure out how we can construct hope in our own minds, in our own lives. And as we were kind of going down this rabbit hole of considering, we came to these conclusions of how hope should be something almost akin to gratitude. How instead of hoping for specific outcomes in the future, and in that way causing ourselves suffering by not getting the things that we hoped for, we hope for possibility. We hope for growth. We hope for experience. We hope for beauty. We hope for the experience that we came here to have. And I believe that if that is what we hope for, we'll get what we're looking for every single time. Right? And that brings hope into my heart. Brings me hope to think that despite all of the hope I've lost in things, in people, in experiences, in dreams, in potential jobs, in add your thing here, the hope that I am showing up for is still just as here with me as it's ever been. Right? We're again now the second day into a new year. I feel maybe a part of my experience today is the feeling of how surreal it is that 1st of January is already over and that it's already 2nd January. Right? Like a part of me is like, oh wow, when did that happen? Sounds like you want to say cooperation is a good opportunity. Um, I don't think it's a bad opportunity. I think cooperation is where all opportunity is, right? I don't feel like we have many opportunities that arise in a vacuum, right? Like there has to be other people for an opportunity to arise. Is that just me? Maybe there can be an opportunity that arises if you have a gun or a bow and arrow and a deer suddenly walks into your camp. Maybe that's another opportunity. But in the world we live in these days, the opportunities that present themselves are very much intricately tied to cooperation, to us doing things together, to us helping one another. Maybe that's something to be hopeful about, at the very least. And again, that's not actually an outcome, that's just a way of being, right? There will be outcomes. I'm willing to acknowledge that if people started working together a little bit more, made a point of it, if you will, there will be a lot of outcomes as a result of that. However, hoping for cooperation doesn't feel like an outcome as much as a mode shift for our species. already working together for the most part, but we're working together in a fractured way, right? Like we're working together in a workplace, in a government, on the roads, in a restaurant, in like we're working together locally. These little mini circles of together working. And if we expand that circle to our entire species, what can we hope for? You know, I I do wonder. Being only one person, you can decide and act quickly. It's true. Being only one person makes decision making significantly easier. But at the same time, I don't know if it makes decision making better, right? And I can liken this to my own self and the experiences that I've had as a young person going to a festival. When it comes to just me for myself, the things that I am okay with, right? The decisions that I'd make, the discomfort, if you will, that I'm willing to endure is significantly higher than if I had friends or someone else around me that needs to be taken care of. And then as a result, right, because I'm not just making decisions for myself, I'm making decisions for this person alongside me as well. It will force me to try and make a decision that will be good for that person. And I might inevitably fall under that good decision making as well. Right? So I am willing to acknowledge the value in making decisions for the self as the self, but I'm also willing to acknowledge that that's not the only way to do things. I'm just trying to put the positive focus back on you, see how you're showing up with consistency. I listen. We are no world apart. That is an illusion. I'm willing to acknowledge that, dear friend. There is no separation. There is no lack of cooperation. There is no making a decision as myself just for myself. Because even as myself just for myself, decisions have been made that made me who I am by many other people. And me making a decision as myself for myself will allow me, cause me to affect a great deal of other people, changing their futures as well. Right? So, in that way, there is no such thing as a selfish decision. I'm sure a bunch of narcissists are rejoicing at learning this information. Myself included. I'm joking, of course. I hope. I sure do hope. But I am also being a little bit real about that. That making a decision that benefits you, doing something that makes you feel safe, doing something that makes you feel okay, right, will allow you to feel a lot more hope than you otherwise would. Hope is something so very elusive. It's wild how if you could, let's say, tell the version of you that you've been, the version of you that felt especially hopeless, right, in the past, if you told them everything that you have in your life right now, they would probably feel less hopeless. And I'm willing to acknowledge the outlier friend who just went through a dip in their lives and is now experiencing even more hopelessness. And in them telling their hopeless past self how hopeless things are now wouldn't help. Bear with me. The iteration of us that does have more to hope about now than we did in the past. Telling that version of us the amount of things that we've learned, the experiences we've had, the things that there is to hope for. Let's just say that, right? Even though they might be sometimes few and far between, they might be fleeting, we still do have so much to hope for. I am hopeful for a good future with you, friends. I really am. I hope. Gobbity Love you, bro. Boom. Look at us new yearing it. I hope that you're doing amazing. I'm doing even better with people like you in my life, dude. Legit. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you for bringing hope into my life. Hope is energy, Joe says. When paired with action, it strengthens the chances of a successful outcome. But we must practice non attachment as to not be discouraged in the case that the dice roll isn't in our favor. It's wisdom, your sayings. It's true. I hope you are to be to be amazingly. I thank you, friends, for being present and lovingly here with me. Hopefulness. Having a sense of hopefulness. Holding on to the things that make us feel hopefully. When you say hopefully, I something something something. Hopefully. What's the something something? Hopefully something something something. What are your somethings? Hopefully I find myself growing more and more calm and patient in this journey that I find myself on. Hopefully I realize at some point that I'm in no race to get somewhere else. Hopefully I become kinder, more patient, more at peace with my environment. Hopefully I will reach all of the people that need to see the things I have to give. I do be thank you, thank you. How about you be Jadoobie? Jadoobie? You friends are melting me. Do let us know how you're doing. I was sharing a little bit today, gobbledygoo, that I wasn't feeling too good, bro. Freaking, freaking flies are not helping as well. I have been so skittish, constantly moving. Ah, do some stretches with me. The universe holds chaos, risk, and rewards, but I like to think I hope is the only thing that stacks the deck. Hope is a kind of energy that we create from something that is worse than it. So I really like that, John. The universe holds chaos, risk, and rewards. But I think, but I like to think, an expectation you have of the universe. An expectation is something that can be pretty loaded depending on who you ask. Not everybody likes expectations. I don't think it serves us especially our societal expectations these days. So, in that way, hoping, I believe at least, and creating that expectation and realizing that the universe, the everything, isn't a human being, uh, almost gives it a direction. Right? If we are in some sort of quantum machine right now, hope feels like it is, as Joe said, stacking the decks, loading the dice, right? It creates a little bit more mass on on the side that needs to be at the bottom, helps us push in the right direction. Solar storm maybe making us feel a little sus. Is a solar storm happening right now? Hey Google, tell me about the solar storm. It's just telling me what a solar storm is. There was solar storms in May of 2024, and I'm not seeing much about solar storms right now. What does NASA say? Nothing. They're telling me about solar storms. They're not giving me any information. That sucks. News and events, just missions. Cats are screaming as well. A roar, a meow meow. What are you saying? Toasty ghosted? What? I got Toasty ghosted. Oh, bro, all of us. Glad that you're in the world doing well, Joe. But when's the last time we heard from Toasty? We actually had a whole conversation the other day in stream about Toasty Malosty as well. Toasty Malosty like disappeared from the Discord when he found out his wife was with child, and then I believe he came back momentarily to like let us know that his wife, gave birth to a healthy boy, and he sent me like a photo or two of him with the baby, and then we had like a few chats, and then he deleted Discord again, and that was the last time. He also did stop like supporting the Patreon, so I can't even send him a direct message there. But he's probably locked in. Yeah, he's probably locked in, bro. Raising a child. That must be quite something. More power to him, sending him all the blessings. I hope he's dating all good and stuff. I'm sure he is. X-Class is a big one. Yeah, there is some earthbound coronal projections or something. I don't know. I'm not a sun scientist. I appreciate you giving me this information, bro. Some earthbound coronal projections. Maybe that's in part what it is. I wouldn't be surprised. We as human beings are sensitive to energies that we do not necessarily know about. I wish we did. I wish we had technology integrated in a way that gave us the context that we needed to make informed decisions. And the informed decision can be something as simple as, I might be more likely to feel a little bit woozy and under the weather today. Maybe I won't do these kind of things. And I feel like that might be a super slippery slope, and I'm willing to acknowledge that as well. That if we and our technology were integrated in a way where we can give ourselves a reason to not do certain things, we would do less things, but who knows? Your Discord is just Hoopy's personal Facebook page lately, anyway. Yeah, his name is Dreamtooth. He's up top. It's true. There's the melting. Yeah. Well, what can I say, bro? Like this was the original platform. This is the original platform. Discord was just a way for you friends to be able to connect with one another if you wanted to. And some of you friends did connect, right? But I we had a few conversations about expectations in today's stream as well. I will never expect you friends to just, you know, be friends now. Always talk to one another and build meaningful relationships. Do that. Do it. It's not how it works. All of us are busy, have our own lives, have our own things to do. The Discord for me is a place to share things. I feel, if anything, that's what Discord is for me. If I have something to share, I can share it there if I wanted to. Yeah. What do I hope for? What more can I hope for? I should ask instead. I joined a social club, and it's a real task to decide when we gather on Zoom. Say, yeah, a neurodivergent social club, even better. It is hard, right? Like an eye on top of the fact that it would be hard for us to gather in a Zoom call. I live in a different time zone as well. It is going on 6 p.m. right now for me. Yeah, it's gonna be 6 p.m. in 16 minutes, and it might be still the a.m. hours for many of you friends, right? So we are in that way not only living in different worlds when it comes to the fact that I'm living in my world and you're living in your world. For our worlds to align, it takes a lot sometimes. But it's also the actual fact that our worlds are misaligned, right? At the time that you get up in the morning is closer to the time that I start wrapping up my day, right? I start turning in, I start wanting to be quiet, right? So, in that way, we have been, let's say the word, I don't want to use the word limited. We have been tasked with building relationships despite the fact that there was a misalignment in the way people's energy fluctuations happen, right? That as my energy almost like runs out, your energy starts up. And I believe, and I still do, that the beautiful thing about building a community online in this way, and becoming global, is that our energy, the thing that we're showing up for as individuals in this collective, gets to be shared with our collective in our individual worlds. Because all of us find ourselves in different times in our day, we literally get to influence the world iteratively in different places at the same time. I can't hope to not be autistic, but I can hope to level up my skills. True. This is the only thing that we can hope to do, bro. Get better, grow stronger. Yep, I just made my morning cappuccino. That does sound nice, bro. I haven't been drinking as much coffee as of late, but I do find myself thinking about it. I need to get myself beans again. It's delicious, but it's motivated my bowels to move. Do you like that about coffee? I know some people do. It is a diuretic, mild diuretic. I can feel the mosquitoes encroaching on me. I can also feel you friends getting ready for your days. I can say thank you. I appreciate you for joining me again. It really was a pleasure. I'm going to show you yesterday's flower, and I'm going to read you the poem. I did show you a little bit earlier. but that's what it looks like. And the poem goes as such: Shared horizon. The first sun of the year rose for all, a golden thread stitching us together, each one of us woven into the fabric of tomorrow's unfolding. This future isn't mine or yours, it's ours. A boundless canvas where every brushstroke echoes. To lift others' hand is to steady your own. To build their bridge is to cross your own divide. We walk into this shared horizon, each step rippling outward, each kindness planting seeds we'll all harvest in time. No one's joy is solitary. It swells the world we share. No one's pain is distant. It tugs at the threads we're all tied to. So here we are, standing at the edge of what could be, with hands to build, voices to uplift, and the knowledge that we'll meet each other in every tomorrow we create. And thank you, dear friends, for joining me, for giving this space value by sharing your presence with it. I'm a firm believer that every single thing in the world is given value, right? Especially so content or media or things on the internet. It only has value, it only has soul, it only is given a place if you allow it to. So I thank you, friends, again. Thank you for allowing me this moment, for being present, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. We'll create another tomorrow. Go and have the most beautiful today. Love is true. You're so right, Shaw. Think it's fine. During the work week, it's good to expect to go in the morning before work. It's good to expect to go. Yeah, exactly. Then you know, right? You can be an efficient machine at work. I long to apply myself in meditation, not leaning on excuses for why I'm not concentrating in this moment. All you have to concentrate on in this moment is your breath, friend. All right. And every single time you find yourself not concentrating in this moment, you just bring yourself back to concentrating on your breath. And then the pursuit, the thing to be hopeful of, is that you will get better at it. Thank you, friends, for getting better at this with me day by day, for consciously evolving as well. I love you, friends, and I'll see you again soon, tomorrow. Love is true. I love you. Goodbye for today. Until we do it again. I keep missing the button.